Psalm 110, the Psalm of David. And as always, this comes from the Luther Bible of 1545. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. The Lord will extend the scepter of your might from Zion. Rule in the midst of your enemies. When you muster your host, your people will follow you willingly in holy garb. From the womb of the dawn I brought you forth like the dew. The Lord has sworn, and he will not change his mind. You are a priest forever in the manner of Melchizedek. The Lord at your right hand will dash kings in the day of his anger. He will judge the nations. He will heap up the slain. He will dash heads far and wide on the earth. He will drink from the brook by the wayside. Therefore, he will lift up his head. I got my church notes coming up here. I really need to take a screenshot of this so it's not so much scrolling. Anyway, I'll jump right into it. So I kind of bounce around from book to book here. I'll just get to it. This one's basically an overview of Isaiah 66:24. And they will go out and look upon the dead bodies of those who rebelled against me. Their worm will not die, nor will their fire be quenched, and they will be loathsome to all mankind. Then it skips ahead to Revelation 20:14. Then the death and the Hades. Oh my God, I can't read my own handwriting. Were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. If anyone's name is not found in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. How many people die every minute of every day that do not know Jesus or rebel against him? That's a lot of people thrown into the lake of fire. So if you know Jesus or celebrate him, it's our job to make sure the people around us, coworkers, friends, family, you don't have to take this and just throw it in their face, but just speak the word a little bit. Put it in their ear. If they don't want to hear it, that's cool. At least you tried. Move on to the next. And maybe that little hint that you told them, maybe they'll run into some bad times and they'll have no other outlet, and that's where they look. It's our job to make sure the people around us meet him and know him as well. Just fight. The worst sin is not to hate someone else, but for them to be indifferent to you, which means they don't exist at all. They have no meaning to you whatsoever. Those that don't exist, you can ignore and not be guilty for sharing your faith, which is not what we want to do, everybody. Then I jump to Hebrews 6:10. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. Revelations 3:14 to 6, it's more 16. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. 18. I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire. I was going to read 18, the whole thing, but I don't have time. We're already sitting at 8 minutes. So 19. Those whom I love, I rebuke and discipline. This goes to your children. This goes to your spouse. This goes to your friends, your family. If you love them, you will it's not like you're not like abuse, but you just don't let them walk all over you. Okay. Romans 10:12. For there is no difference between Gentile and Jew. The same Lord is loved of all and richly blesses all who call on the name. Here's the important part. Blesses all who call on the name of the Lord to be saved. All who call on the name of the Lord to be saved. It doesn't matter what your heritage, culture, whatever the fuck it is. In order to be saved, you must call to the Lord. That's the New Testament. That's the entirety of the New Testament, is that Jesus Christ is the Lord. You go through him to meet his Father. I mean, a lot of people believe that Jesus is just the embodiment of God. I can see that, definitely. I believe that. But anyway, 15. How can they preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful uh, are the feet of those who bring good news. Share the word, or be as guilty as your own indifference. So, as always, we're going to move into the next step. I like to throw that up there for everybody. Turn it sideways. Maybe it'll show up better. That's the Greater Israel Project that the IDF wears on their shoulder. Okay. I need to get some music going in here. It's uncomfortably quiet.
Power on.
Excuse the silence, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me 1 second here. I don't have a fancy studio, and I don't really have much equipment or anything like that. So this is about as organic as you're gonna get. About as organic as you'll get. You're never gonna see the Vinny Dairy Show as an AI. Okay, I'm just gonna keep bringing you the truth from FEMA Region 8, the best as I know for my knowledge. Before I get into Israel news, let's just cover where silver is right now with all the unrest going on. I don't know, my computer sucks, so maybe we'll get into that later. Come on. All right, here we go. Verify you're human. All right, so anyway, Iran will come after this. For those of you that tune in just to hear about Iran and the updates, I'm sorry you have to listen to the Israel spiel. Oh, silver is up to 94.27 as of Friday. So that was before the bombs flew. I can only imagine what that silver price is going to be come Monday morning. I mean, if there's still probably a little bit of time, if you know a silver broker, you could probably go throw something at this because it's going to skyrocket. Same with oil companies. So Exxon, that's, I don't know. I say Exxon. I moved all my Bitcoin to Exxon today. For those of you that need a little insight into this, since the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and gas went up about 20 cents here today as well. And Lord knows that the markets don't show until Monday morning. So come Monday morning, who knows what gas prices will be. I strongly suggest if you have the cash, if you got 5-gallon gas tanks, something like that, go fill up. Go fill up your vehicles. I mean, if it's a nothing burger, well, I guess you got extra fuel. But I'm telling you, with the Strait of Hormuz being closed, I bet gas prices go through the roof soon. Strongly recommend, as long as you haven't had anything to drink. You go to the gas station and buy gas right now. If you have stocks or you got Bitcoin, move it into ExxonMobil. I'm not a financial person. I'm just giving you advice. That's it. Anyway, let's see here. So Israel's High Court pauses ban on international aid groups in Gaza and West Bank. Israel's Supreme Court issued a temporary injunction halting a new law that would have forced dozens of international NGOs to cease operations in the occupied Palestinian territories unless they complied with the new laws. That's good. I'll give them one. I'll say when something's good. I mean, that's cool. Even though they've just been bringing them in and killing them, but I guess the bloodthirst is still going. I guess bombing Iran isn't enough. Government approves doubling tax exemption on personal imports to $150. Finance Minister Bazel Smotrik's proposal to raise the minimum threshold for tax exemptions on personal imports, online shopping, from its previous level to $150 was approved by the Israeli government. Legislation dubbed the I'm just going to get into the uh, geopolitical stuff. Ongoing Gaza dynamics under ceasefire, including limited strikes and aid reliance. Whew. Despite a broader ceasefire holding, Israeli airstrikes in Gaza killed several people, including Hamas-affiliated police members, in targeted actions. It's a motherfucking ceasefire. Every week I come on here, and I'm hoping that they didn't break the ceasefire, and every week they fucking disappoint me. Hey, you know how monotonous it gets coming on here, and every fucking week they're breaking the ceasefire? Hey, when? I'm just going to keep replaying the same thing over and over. I'm good. Other domestic notes. Army radio shutdown plan progresses. The government continues advancing a plan to close Army radio, citing concerns over IDF neutrality and unity in broadcasting civilian content. Critics argue it could limit free expression. Well, no shit. Who do you think runs our surveillance? Who do you think runs literally every bit of our imprisonment? So anyway, let's see here. Tablet. Here's a fun one. So, oh god, you guys can't really see that very well, huh? It's too bright. If the Holocaust was the hoax of the 20th century, there would be evidence. There would be documents from the Red Cross that explicitly stated this comes from Uncommon Sense on X. There would also be detailed records of how many prisoners died, and it would be significantly lower than the 6 million figure, like the documents that show 271,000 recorded deaths. And I'm going to go over those real quick here. So this is from the Red Cross. Let's see. I'm just going to read the highlighted parts. We don't have time to go over everything, but the Red Cross had succeeded in visiting the camp at Auschwitz. We are able to supply you with the following information. And I'm coming down to here. If you want to read more, just reach out to me. I'll send this to you, or I can post it to my ex after the show. But our delegate told us that he had not been able to discover any trace of installations for exterminating civilian prisoners. This fact corroborates a report which we had already received from other sources. Skip ahead. At all events, this is not a camp containing exclusively Jews. So this is it's really hard to read, but Auschwitz concentration camp, stand up, deleted, updated. Yeah, 52,389 total deaths at Auschwitz. Yeah, I don't know what else is on the whole thing, but I can give you this thread if you just reach out at Vidmeister33 on X. I will send it to you. If enough people ask, I'll just post it to my page. Okay. This comes from the Patriotic Blonde on X. And there you have it. Bitcoin was an Israeli-funded psyop. So here we go. We got from Jeffrey Epstein to Joichi Ito. Subject: Digital Currency Initiative. FYI, used gift funds to underwrite this, which allowed us to move quickly and win this round. Thanks. So go down to the original message from Joy to the highlighted area. The way that Bitcoin is organized currently is that there are 5 core developers and around 100 contributors to the core code. The 5 core developers are like Linus Torvalds of Linux. They decide what changes are made to the core code. One of the 5 is the lead developer, Vladimir, and one is the chief scientist, Gavin. Gavin, Vladimir, and Corey, an important contributing developer, were being paid out of a non-profit organization called the Bitcoin Foundation. Weeks ago, it blew up when one of the board members declared the foundation bankrupt. And they give the website, I guess, for the article. Many organizations scrambled to step into the vacuum created by the foundation and take control of the developers. We moved quickly, talking to all of the various stakeholders, and the 3 developers decided to join the Media Lab. This is a big win for us. I wouldn't go so far as to say that Jeffrey Epstein is that Nakamura, the creator of Bitcoin. Damn it. Natoshi, Nakamura. I don't know, it's something like that. Now here's a fun one for the evangelical churches that and I'm not hating on evangelical churches, not one bit. I go to one. But if you go to one and your pastor is constantly pushing positive Israel, we need to back the war, we need to do this is why, okay? This comes from Mel on X at Village Crazy Lady. Christians United for Israel Worship. Brog, the founder, Brog said in 2015 that his first task upon joining CUFI was to tap into existing bases of Christian Zionist support. Adelson protege, head of pro-Israel group David Brog, running for Congress in Nevada. So the United for Israel leadership, or the Christians for United for Israel group, is a it comes straight out of Israel, folks. Telling you what you need to do, you know. There we go. Here's another one. This comes from Health Ranger, Mike Adams. I love Mike Adams. He's helped keep me keep my head level and not go left or right on all this stuff, but to believe in humanity, to have compassion for human life, which I was in the past. I'd probably be cheering on this war that I'm going to cover here in just a second as well. But until you, anyway. Let's see. This comes from Adam Media on X. One Jewish Zionist family, the largest private donors to the IDF, will now own and control all of this. We got, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to read them all. Skydance, TikTok, Fandango, Rotten Tomatoes, DC Studios, Oracle, HBO, CNN, CBS, Showtime, TBS, Comedy Central, TNT, Paramount Plus, TLC, HGTV, Nickelodeon, Barroom Sports, or Barstool Sports, Cartoon Network, Animal Planet, CBS Sports, Adult Swim, HBO Max, Boomerang, Cinemax, Cooking, Pluto TV, Discovery Channel, Food Network, Science Channel, CW, Travel, BET, MTV, VH1. Some major franchises: Harry Potter, Mad Max, The Conjuring, Matrix, It, Lord of the Rings, Gremlins. Okay, those are just movies and shows. So did you pay attention to that first group of people that I named? So if you buy like the basic deal for Hulu or YouTube TV, whatever, one Jewish, okay, it's not, they're Khazarian. One Khazarian family owns all of it. One family, one shot caller owns the entire thing. You really think your news is going to be legitimate? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Oh, did I skip anything here? Okay. Okay, we're going to get into the nitty gritty here. Place where either more people are going to tune in or more people are going to stop. I'm getting into Iran. So these are the updates, and this is going to be. Uh, let's see. Let's refresh this. There might be more. I know there's more. I've got. If you stick around to the end of the show, I've got the updates for Iran on here. There's been new attacks. We've had, I don't know, some pretty prominent people have over almost 1 million followers posting about uh, our base in Bahrain, getting blown the fuck up, and over 500 people, U.S. people. But I don't know. That is speculation. I do not know. I will show you if you stick around to the end of the show. The new video. I'm not gonna fill this up with it. I'm not gonna throw it in here. This is stuff that I actually researched, and that other stuff I just kind of was scrolling before the show and sent it to my computer. So anyway, strikes on Iran by the U.S. and Israel. The operation struck roughly 500 targets by the IDF and contributed to a combined total of nearly 900 strikes in the first day or so across 17 to 24 of Iran's 31 provinces. Key locations and targets struck: Tehran, capital. Supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's high-security compound office destroyed. He was killed along with dozens of other senior officials. Is that true? I don't know. I mean, if you put yourself into their boots, okay, and his area got attacked, I mean, wouldn't it be kind of beneficial just to say he's fucking dead? I mean, if it was me and I was in my bunker and everybody wanted me to say I was dead, and I'd say, ah, fuck it, I guess I'm dead. I'll just keep calling the shots. You just won't see my face anymore, right? Yeah. Get W Energy, by the way. Great stuff. Use it every day, every morning. Works better than any energy drink I've ever tried my entire life. That is a post that's a post I'm not willing to leave, because that is great shit. So anyway, Isfahan, major nuclear research and conversion facilities were bombed. Qom province, deeply buried uranium enrichment infrastructure. Tabriz, IRGC Amman missile base, where they have ballistic missile storage launchers, including Ghadar missiles, struck multiple times. Other missile air defense sites: Kermanshah, Zanjan province, western Iran, hundreds of launchers, whatever. Southern Iran, the Hormozgan province. Girls' elementary school. Let me read that again. Girls' elementary school near Minab, adjacent to an IRGC naval base. Lamard Sports Complex Hall near a school. So you people are just okay with the United States and Israel bombing a school? Over 50 girls died in that. Still okay with this? It's still for the greater good, right? 1984. My God. Naval, coastal, possible strikes on IRGC Navy frigate, Jamaran and Imam Ali Navy base in Chabahar. Sites in Kangan, Asalua, other provinces, Karaj, Karamabad, and widespread strikes on air defense missile infrastructure. Casualties in Iran. Iranian sources report 201 killed and about 747 injured, including civilians from school strikes. One report cited 85 plus at the Minab school, with higher figures. Many senior IRGC defense and intelligence leaders killed. You can't tell me that collateral damage is okay because it's a war. With the technology we have now, how in the fuck do you say that, oh yeah, we hit a school on accident? No fucking way. Children! If you're rooting for this shit, man, oh man. Jesus is not happy, dude. Jesus is not happy. I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm gonna pull this out. Strongly suggest you get one of these. And I'll tell you why here in just a little bit. Iranian retaliation on Israel in Beit Shemesh, central Israel, whatever. Direct ballistic missile strike, 8 to 9 killed, around 20 to 30 injured. Worst single incident. Not from what I've seen. Tel Aviv area. Shrapnel from intercepts debris killed 1 woman, 40 buildings damaged. Total in Israel, 9 killed, 121 injured. On U.S. bases in Gulf countries, Bahrain, U.S. Navy 5th Fleet HQ in Jafar, explosion on the edge of the base. Bahrain International Airport was a drone. Residential buildings in Manama. Like I said, you stick around to the end of the show, I will show you the footage from the alleged destruction of that base. And in that, a fun little side note on Bahrain, when they hit it with the initial strikes, it took out our eyes in the sky. So our preemptive, that basically it. Oh my God, I'm stumbling over my words. So basically, if someone fires a rocket from it pings, like it tells us when and where it came from. That's gone. Our eye in the sky, gone. Okay, I'm sure we have satellites. I know this, that, the other thing, but our on the ground shit is done. In Qatar, Al Udeid Air Base, 2 ballistic missiles, early warning radar. Oh, never mind. That was in Qatar. Sorry, or Qatar. I was a little off there. UAE areas near Zayed International Airport and residential districts. Kuwait Ali Al Salim Air Base, Kuwait International Airport. Jordan, multiple missiles, drones intercepted, property damage. Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Eastern Province, oil infrastructure. King Abdulaziz Air Base. Oman, Duqm Port, and oil tanker offshore. Iraq, explosions near Erbil. It's a U.S. consulate airport area. Israel separately struck Kataib Hezbollah, Iran-backed HQ in Jerf al-Sakir. Syria, possible Iranian missile in Sweden. Casualties from... No, what are you doing? Siri never answers when you actually want her to answer. Oh my God, here we go. No, Siri. Go. Casualties from Iranian strikes. U.S. 3 service members killed. I've heard reports of over 500. And that's where I'm getting at with the weird news, and that's alleged. I don't know for sure. These are the things that everybody's okay with releasing, which is obviously going to make the United States and Israel look like we're king shit, badass motherfuckers. So, I don't know. 5 seriously wounded plus minor injuries. Gulf states, the UAE, About 3 killed, 58 injured. Kuwait, 1 killed, 32 injured. Bahrain, 4 injured. Others, low single digits. Aviation heavily disrupted. Everyone else involved. Proxies and others. Hezbollah, Lebanon. Hezbollah issued statements. They're funded by Israel, folks. Fun fact. Just like the Taliban is funded by us. Issued statements of solidarity, condemnation, but has not launched attacks. The Houthis announced plans to resume attacks on Israel and Red Sea shipping in support of Iran. No confirmed strikes in this specific wave yet. The Red Sea is also closed. The Port of Hormuz and the Red Sea is closed for shipping. Iraqi militias. Israel struck their positions in Iraq. Limited retaliation reported so far. I thought we went to war with Iraq so that we could put a friendly force in there. Huh. No major direct strikes reported from Hamas or other actors like Syria in an offensive role. U.S. forces directly participated in strikes and took casualties. Gulf Arab states were hit but have condemned Iran's retaliation and intercepted many projectiles. And that is about as far as it goes. I was gonna show the bombings, but I'm gonna show the known bombings with the speculative ones when I get to the bonus part of the show. I'm gonna get into my my statement on this that I pre-recorded or pre-wrote down. So if I'm reading, this is why I wrote this morning. I'm a human being. I don't do this for a living. I do it as my way of actually fighting the war still. Taking my oath that I made with the military long ago. Because this is the war that matters now. The info war, the informational war. And the weird news that comes to X and the mainstream media, and there's reports of this and that. The Ayatollah was supposedly killed yesterday morning, but he was also alive until last night around 10, 11 o'clock. This is what I'm getting at. The info war, the propaganda war. Anyway, so here's where I stand on Israel. Call me a liberal, call me whatever you will, but I refuse to be a sadist. A sadist are people that basically get off to sexually love war and death. But I refuse to be a sadist and stand against my Christian values and cheer on death and destruction. All of these wars, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, the Venezuela Maduro operation, all of them have been regime change wars that Israel, or like I'll say here, which is what Israel is, the Rothschild Rockefeller face state. So they're basically the name to put on. It's basically someone to blame for all of the central bank and the Rothschilds, Rockefellers do. A fun fact: Gaza actually has more Semitic blood than Israel does now. Most of them are Eastern European. Just a fun fact. But Israel have demanded and have all ended with those countries being run by a puppet regime that has installed their banking system, so the central bank, or with a central Rothschild's bank. The United States has spent blood and treasure in wars that don't affect our country at all, but benefits the gigantic bank and the New World Order beast system. I don't support this, but I don't support Iran either. Hey, I don't support the Ayatollah. I'm not rooting for them. I'm not rooting for Israel. I'm not rooting for anybody. I don't want this shit to even fucking go on any longer. Because all it does, I'm going to hold my spot here. I'm going to go on a little tangent. Because all this war and all this propaganda and all this shit, all it does is make the world look completely irreparable by human standards, okay? So they're making it so bad, so fake, so confusing. Like with the Epstein list, they're just throwing the corruption, the blackmail right in our faces. Like, oh, all your politicians they're blackmailed, they're all making deals and this and that. But we have this over here, which the system in Saudi Arabia, the AI system, I don't remember the fucking name of it for the life of me. Uh, but they literally claim that their AI is the embodiment of Satan himself. So all of this is to bring out just the AI, the new AI system that they want in place by 2030. This is Agenda 2030. Everything is hitting its marks perfectly. And part of bringing out that new beast system is complete unrest and total violence to make people beg for this new system. That's all this is. It's all just a way for them to roll out the, like, oh, people can't run your government anymore, so we're going to just implement AI to run everything. Well, who the fuck do you think is going to run the AI? The World Economic Forum. All the New World Order leaders are the ones that are going to be running the AI. So do not comply. Get that out of your head. Okay? We can fix things in America ourselves by implementing term limits for everyone, where you either shit or get off the pot. You're either moving through the ranks and you're going to be president one day, or you're done. No more career politicians. No more none of this. Use it as the system it's supposed to be. The states are supposed to run themselves with minimal federal government. That is how you fix the corruption. You keep everybody to those 4-year terms. That's it. You're here. You were here for 4 years. You're either going to move up or you're out. Anyway, went on a little tangent there. The United, let's see. But benefits the gigantic bank. Okay, yeah. I don't support this, but I don't support Iran either. I support America. I support getting our country's shit together. I support American sovereignty, getting foreign interests out of our politics. This nation is divided more than it has ever been divided, and these strikes separate us even more. I guess in some ways it doesn't separate us more, because you can see the people with their heads on straight being able to, or on the right, okay, we'll call it the left and right. I think it's all bullshit and it needs to end now. We should all just be Americans. But just for speaking purposes here, it is bringing half of the right, or a quarter of the right, that have their heads screwed on right and don't have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, meaning he can't do no wrong, or he can never do wrong. And then some of the people on the left that have their minds straight too. Those people are starting to get together, and that's kind of a good thing, I guess. So I guess maybe we're not completely separating over these. It's more breaking the entire left-right system. So I suppose that's a good thing. So anyway, I say we get focused in this country before false flags and terror attacks start happening every fucking day. So let's see here. Texas. I'm sure a lot of you haven't even heard about this, huh? Where are we at? Here we go. This comes from the Right Angle News Network. The FBI now believes the mass shooting at a bar in Austin, Texas that killed 3 and injured 14 was an act of terrorism. And indeed it was. Here's scene here from it. Let's see where he's at here. I think oh, sorry, folks. Trying here. There we go. Here's a photo of the alleged shooter. What does the shirt say? Property of Allah. So he is a immigrant from Sudan, or Sudan. Sorry, Sudan. I said a lot of ons and ifs, and so. And before he did all this, his social media was flooded with how irate he was that the Ayatollah had been killed. This isn't a one-off thing. This isn't a one-off thing at all. Thousands of foreign soldiers made their way into this country under the open border for 4 years. I'm not going to say the Joe Biden, the fucking... It was allowed. It was allowed. The people that actually run this country knew it was going to happen. I'm sure, allegedly, this is my opinion, I think Trump even knew it was going to happen. I think it was planned. All of it. For 4 years. Iranian, Chinese, Venezuelan, probably Russian soldiers, all with the same backpacks and gear, standing in formation upon arrival. What are we going to do when the call is made and we get hit with the biggest terror acts on the same day that this country has, or that's ever happened on American soil? Are we going to stand together or argue about who it is? Are we just going to be checking the X news feed, whatever? Are we going to argue? Or are we going to stand? Or are we going to... Jesus. Are we going to protect our neighbors, our cities, our towns? Or are we going to split and help the true terrorists? I don't support foreign war. I don't support unnecessary death. But you better believe, if you motherfuckers want to start this, you want to bring your hate and your death to my people, in the infamous words of Alex Jones, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this, but if you want to fight, you better believe you've got one. The Americans that want to be left alone will bring fire and brimstone upon you. With Jesus Christ as my witness, you better think twice before awaking the terrible sleeping giant.